everyone, I'm Catherine and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2021 horrific, gruesome case of Taylor Morton Parker. I've titled this true crime video, Facebook Frenemies, and at the end of the video you'll understand why. Now I'm going to start this one with a trigger warning. It involves themes involving gore and babies, and so if either of those themes aren't for you, this video isn't for you. The lady who was charged with crimes in respect of this case is actually set for trial in September of 2022. So if this case interests you and you'd like me to update you, let me know in the comment section below. All right, let's jump right in. At the time of the crime, Taylor Morton Parker was a 27-year-old lady. She'd been married twice previously and she had 2 children. So one child was to one of her previous husbands and the other child was to someone in high school. This case is pretty gruesome and horrific, and it gained a lot of media attention in 2021. And a lot of the information that I've got from this video has actually come from people that Taylor went to school with. So I point out that the trial for this case is not until September 22. So everything in this video at this point in time are allegations and information that hasn't been tested in court. People from Taylor's school said that at school she was really, really pretty, but she was also morbidly obese, and people speculate that that is why Taylor always wanted attention and she had a bit of low self-esteem. Now, from an early age, people noticed that Taylor lied a lot, and she lied about some strange things. When Taylor was only 8 years old, apparently she lied about having cancer. When Taylor was 8 years old, she also told some of her friends that she had a boyfriend and her boyfriend were having relations in the shower. So one must think, how is she, an 8-year-old, is talking about this and thinking it's acceptable for her to tell her friends that she has a boyfriend with whom she's having relations with in the shower. So there's some red flags at an early age. Some people that Taylor went to school with actually described her behavior and her personality as somewhat as a bully. So her friends have identified that her compulsive lying and storytelling started when she was in primary school, but it also followed through to high school. So Taylor's high school friends have said things like she would come to school with crutches and say that she had a broken leg, but then the next day they'd see her walking on the leg, so she hadn't actually broken it. Another running theme was quite often, or multiple times, Taylor said that she was pregnant, and she said that she had different boyfriends. And when her friends would say, show us a photo of your boyfriend, she would never be able to show a photo. She would never introduce them to the boyfriend. So it was that she had these secret boyfriends, and they suspected that she was telling stories, that she didn't actually have a boyfriend. With respect to the pregnancies, each of the alleged pregnancies, well, most of them, she said, ended in miscarriage, except for one. So Taylor did end up falling pregnant in high school, and some of the people she was friends with said that they thought she did this just to prove that all of the other times she wasn't lying, and just to prove that she could fall pregnant. Some of Taylor's friends said she would ask them to take photos of their bodies to send to her, and some of her friends speculated that she was using photos of their bodies online to talk to men, so that she was potentially photoshopping her head onto her friends' photos, like the bodies of her friends. And again, they said that they thought this was due to the fact that she was quite a bigger girl, and again, that impacted her self-esteem. Her friends report that she came from a well-known family and a good family, and there was no specific incidents that anyone has disclosed so far which anyone can point to which might have caused some trauma or catalyzed this bizarre and troubling behavior that she displayed from a very young age. So Taylor was basically really well known in school for telling fanciful, hectic stories that most people believed were not true. But it is pretty significant that in high school she had a baby girl. Like, that is a pretty big thing to happen to a high school student, and it would be so difficult for a high school student to take on such a significant responsibility. At some point in time, it is said that she got surgery, so she got a band, a stomach band. And she actually joined several tummy tuck Facebook groups. You know, they're completely different things. So the lap band is for weight loss, to help you lose weight. And then the tummy tuck is something that you might have done after you've lost a significant amount of weight, to treat the loose skin that can arise afterwards. There is evidence that Taylor was part of several tummy tuck groups, and she actively engaged in conversations with women on those types of forums. So she lost a whole stack of weight. She looked like a brand new person. People that went to school with her said that after she'd lost all of this weight, they'd met her and seen her, and apparently she seemed like she had a new lease on life. She was so confident, so vibrant, and it seemed like she just was a new person. Taylor was also known by her friends to deactivate her Facebook accounts and then reactivate them each time something significant happened in her life. So she'd go through a breakup, so she'd deactivate Facebook and start a full new Facebook. And this is something they observed her to do multiple times. In 2021, so at the time of the offenses that we're going to talk about, Taylor had a new Facebook. She had a partner named Wade, and she had blocked all of her family off Facebook. Now, her friends speculate that the reason she blocked all of her family off Facebook is that they knew that after one of her previous births that she had a hysterectomy, so she was not able to have any more children. But what happened in 2021 is she announced that she was now pregnant. So in 2021, she has a new partner, Wade, and she says that she's now pregnant with a child with Wade, even though her family have alleged and her friends have alleged that she had a hysterectomy and was not able to fall pregnant. At this same time, she was very active on her new Facebook page. She was making friends, and she made a new Facebook friend by the name of Regan. Both Regan and Taylor had something significant in common. They were both pregnant with baby girls, so they were both expecting mums at the same time. So they're at the same stage of their pregnancy, and so this helped them gain a very close relationship. So they were commenting on each other's photos and each other's Facebook posts, and this online Facebook friendship developed between Regan and Taylor. Now, Wade was aware that people were kind of whispering that she wasn't really pregnant and that this was all a hoax and this was fake. And Wade was commenting things on Facebook about how they're all going to look stupid, they're all going to feel silly when, in a few months when the baby is here. So Wade knew that people suspected that she might be, falsifying this pregnancy, but he went on social media and he backed her up and said she's pregnant, and they did a maternity shoot. There's photos of Wade and Taylor doing a maternity shoot, and so he wholeheartedly believed that she was pregnant. Taylor was even uploading sonography photos, so photos of her baby in the womb, it's talking about how excited she's going to have a baby girl with Wade, and she was on cloud 9. Now, when she would go to the doctor, so obviously there are several doctor's appointments that you need to attend when you're pregnant, and this is during COVID, so this is last year in 2021. So when she would have a doctor's appointment, her and Wade would go, and she told Wade that he wasn't allowed into the actual room with the doctor. He had to stay in the waiting room because of the COVID restrictions. So he was blissfully going along to the appointments, waiting in the waiting room while she would go and speak to the doctor about whatever. And he was blissfully ignorant, thinking that my partner is having a baby girl, and he was on cloud 9. So Taylor announced publicly that she had a scheduled C-section, and her and Wade were both over the moon and so excited for the soon-to-be birth of their daughter. Regan and Taylor's friendship grew as they bonded over the upcoming births of their daughters. It was even shown that Taylor went and took photos of Regan for some sort of event. So they met up, they were talking, commenting on each other's photos. Their friendship was just blossoming. The day before the scheduled C-section for Taylor's baby, she visited Regan, and Regan did a Facebook post and basically thanked her for bringing her a gift and some Starbucks. On the day of the scheduled C-section, there's evidence of a 911 call, and it's a lady. She's on the phone and she's screaming, "Someone killed my baby, someone's killed my baby, someone's killed my baby." The call was from Regan's mother. So Regan's mother had gone to visit her daughter Regan on the day that Taylor had the scheduled C-section. Regan's mother says that there was blood everywhere. She says that her daughter was lying face down on the ground. Regan's mum asked repeatedly whether the baby would survive, and when the paramedics turned her daughter's body over, they noticed that there was no baby. The stomach had been cut and the baby had been removed. At the same time that Regan's mum called 911 and sought help, there's evidence from police. So police are driving and there's a woman speeding. So they pull her over. Turns out it's Taylor. Taylor's driving a car. The police officer describes that she's all bloody. There's blood everywhere. And she has a newborn baby in her hand while she's trying to do CPR on the newborn baby. Now, what the police describes is that there's a placenta down the front of her pants. So there's a placenta, a newborn baby. She's trying to do CPR and she's saying, "I've just given birth, I've just given birth, I've just given birth to this baby." The police officer freaks out. The police officer takes the newborn baby and also starts to try and give the baby CPR, calls in, "We need help, we need assistance over here," and, calls in the required people. So Taylor and the newborn baby and the police all go to hospital, and the people at the hospital, the doctors want to check Taylor out. They're like, you've just given birth, we need to do this, we need to do that, etc. And Taylor keeps saying, no, I do not need any help. I don't want you to check me out. I'm fine. And the doctors are like, nah. They can look at her. They've done a visual inspection. She's refusing any help. She's refusing any inspection. The little baby girl dies. And so the police are like, the doctors are like, we need to treat this properly. We don't think she's given birth to that baby at all. And at this point in time, it becomes a likely homicide. Wade attends the hospital thinking he's about to meet his beautiful little baby girl, and he's greeted by the police. The police say, all right, mate, we've got to come and speak to you. And he's thinking, what's going on here? So he speaks to the police. They interrogate him, and he has not been arrested. So the police don't think that he is involved, or he has been involved in Reagan's plan. Now, they also speak to Reagan, and she admitted that she went to her friend's house on the day, and she admitted that she used a scalpel to steal the baby, to cut her friend's baby out of her stomach. And the scalpel was actually found in Reagan's neck. At this point in time, Taylor is 28 years old, and she's in prison. And as I said at the beginning of this video, this is scheduled, the trial is scheduled for September of 2022. So what do you think about this case? This is just such a cold reminder about how careful you've got to be when meeting new people online. And this is not the first time a case like this has happened. Taylor is being represented by a public solicitor, so her family, her friends, they've not paid for a private lawyer to assist her in this case. So my thoughts are just with Reagan's family. This is such a tragic situation. It's absolutely horrific. Let me know in the comment section below whether you'd like a part 2, whether you'd like to be updated with respect to this case. If you like this video, don't forget to actually like the video. And if you like this content, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one.